Okay, so I wanted to make this video sort of as a way to vent a little, maybe, and just kind of like document what's happening. I haven't made like a lot of content on them's fighting herds. If you're familiar with the game or not, basically it was a passion project born from a group of developers that wanted to make a My Little Pony fighting game. It got cease and desisted a while ago, and they ended up making their own game with their own characters. They even got the character designer from the show to help out with early stages of the development. And they crafted a very good game. I know some people might not like the aesthetics of the game, but overall this game was just super polished, really well balanced. Like the game just felt amazing, and it had all like the resources you could really ask for. It had amazing lobby system, amazing online netcode. The developers were really passionate about it, and for the majority of its lifespan, they were partnered with Humble Bundle, but eventually that deal came to an end, and the development team ended up getting purchased by a publisher called Modus, who now is known as Maximum Entertainment. Um, and at first, everything it seemed like it was going well. They partnered up. They got a season pass announced. 4 new characters coming to the game. That was one of the things that I was initially kind of disappointed with them's fighting herds was the original 6 characters. None of them really gelled well with me, but when Shanti came out, she quickly became one of my favorite fighting game characters of all time, and it's just super fun. And I was glad to see that more archetypes were being filled out through the season pass. And for a while, everything was going pretty good. I wasn't like super ears to the ground on a lot of community stuff. I guess some people were saying there was some stuff going on with like Modus in the background, but as far as I could personally tell, Texas came out, awesome grappler. My character sucked against him, but that's beside the point. It was still a well polished experience. And then Stronghoof came out, same thing, really cool character, well balanced. Like everything was just still going really well. And then there was a little bit of a lull between like Stronghoof and this character announced here, Nidra. And I just, I kind of just chalked it up to game development's hard. I don't think they needed, like, creating an entire fighting game character takes a lot of time, so I wasn't thinking anything about it. But then I logged in at Steam one day, and I see this news article post, and it says DLC characters Nidra and Bai. Bai, I guess that's how you pronounce it. I don't know. But they were announced. But I was like, why are they just doing like a DLC announcement in a Steam community post? That seems really weird. But at the end it says future of TFH announcements, and I was like, that sounds off. So I scroll through, see all this stuff. They announced this final character, and it comes down to here, where essentially they are ceasing active development. But they are promising to release the last 2 characters, and unfortunately the rest of story mode is cancelled. And I was like, man, that really sucks. But me trying to be the optimist here, I was like, okay, well, at least, we're going to be left with a game. It has 11 characters, really well polished game, great netcode. Like, the community can live on. We're just going to have to, the community's going to have to step up, run more events, all this stuff. And then before these final 2 characters came out, Modus announced that they laid off the main 6 developers. I think they said, someone was saying that there was 3 left, and the last thing I found that there was 1 developer left, and this was before these characters came out. So this major red flag, and I was like, oh man, why they laid them off before the characters? That's very scary. And there's a tweet going around. I couldn't find it for this video, but essentially developers said they got laid off mid quality assurance process on these final 2 characters. So at this point, like, red flags all around, and I'm like, oh, this doesn't look good. Then the update comes out, and it is a mess. And as far as we know, this is the final patch for the game. There's no developers left. I doubt Maximum will even care to put resources into this game. I think they wanted to just drop the characters to finish out the season pass content, and then just leave it. But as you can see, I think the patch dropped at 1, so I think this was like 20 minutes, maybe an hour before or after the patch drop, and one of the new characters has a infinite air actions, infinite access to resources, which you can spend on the best neutral, and the game's only true resourceless infinite, which is super easy and match practical. Like, oh, that's bad. But, infinites exist in other games, but the game is super unstable. Let's look at the other new character. She has, if you're familiar with Ruby Heart, a lot of people referring to like as a Ruby Heart glitch. If you're like a Smash player, this is similar to like, how do you put it? Melee Ice Climbers freeze glitch. You can put them in there, and there's nothing your opponent can do, and they're just stuck there. It's super easy to pull off, just done off a special. Like, look, that's a JA into special. That's like one of the easiest things you could probably do. And there's like a lot more. The game is just in an absolutely awful state. So as you can see here, the game just crashes. If you interact with this character's super, like especially if there's like any sort of like invincibility or like special states, the game just crashes. Like these two new characters are absolutely broken, and there's like a whole bunch of just other stuff. It's just buggy mess. Like this game, it's just trash. This current patch is just trash, and it's unstable. It's not fit for a tournament environment. Like you can't run a tournament on this patch. Clear. Like I feel like even with the characters being banned, I think there might still be other stuff. Most importantly, there's no patch notes. This here it says Palm's command dash crashes the game. So that's just 3 characters right there that within a couple hours of this patch coming out are just not viable for a tournament setting. No patch notes, combo trials are broken. The game's just a mess. Luckily, you can go to Steam and you can load up a beta branch of the previous version, but like that's already splitting the community. That's extra steps. So essentially, you can't just buy the game on Steam and just play it. You're going to have to go through those extra steps of down patching and stuff like that. And if you're on console, I don't think there's a way to down patch on consoles. If you already got the update, you're just kind of screwed. Or if you buy the game now, you're just screwed. And it's really unfortunate because this game was it's a passion project, and it was just left in this terrible state because this developer just doesn't care. And we can look at, they have another game. It's called God of Rock. I have it. Not here. Let me see. Let me pull it up. This game was it was patched once, and there's a lot of stuff, like, people are like, it's so close to, like, being a good game, but then, some stuff just isn't there. There was some, like, quality of life stuff that community was really asking for. They're asking for, like, vertical note scrolling instead of horizontal, and it was all planned, but the game got one patched, and yet again, just abandoned by the publisher. And you think maybe 2 failed fighting game experiences, and they would just move on, because they do publish a lot of just indie games that have like varying degrees of success. But that is not the case. They actually have 2 fighting games in the work. One is based on Avatar: The Last Airbender, and I just don't understand how this publisher can, like, they've already abandoned and destroyed 2 communities. Why would anyone in the fighting game community put money and trust into a game that just the developers don't care, and as soon as there's a little bit of rockiness, they're going to abandon the game. And I think just being a frustrated consumer with nothing I can really do, all I can say is please don't support. just don't support this game. I will preach for the rest of my life in my limited social media spaces that for whatever you do, don't support Maximum. They used to be called Modus. They're called Maximum now. I don't know why they rebranded. I doubt it was. It doesn't matter. Just don't buy anything from this developer. They do not care. They are going to run as soon as the community. If it's just a little bump, they're gone. Yeah, so it was during like a shareholder plan roadmap thing that they announced this, and they also have another fighting game called like Diesel Legacy or something, and I guess they employ a pretty questionable person that was essentially barred from a lot of the fighting game community, so do with that information as you will, but all I can report essentially is Modus, who is now known as Maximum, they've ruined 2 fighting games already. Don't get your hopes up for another one. Please, please, please. If there's anything I could ask from you, vote with your wallets. Do not support the practice of this publisher anymore. They ruined one of my favorite games, and it's just heartbreaking, man. I love Fighting Herds, and I wish I did put more time into it, played more attention to like community stuff, but it sucks. It really sucks. I feel for a lot of people who, especially the developers of Main 6, who put in a lot of hard work, and this was a passion project for them, and it's just been gunned down by a greedy publisher. It really fucking sucks. And all the competitors who've put hours upon hours and just getting good in this game, and it's just dead. I hate saying it, but like, when the main branch for your game is just a buggy mess, and as far as we know, there's no active development on it anymore. Yeah. If you watch this video to the end, I really appreciate it. Do all the YouTube stuff. This video is probably more for me, just a vent, if I'm being honest. If you share my frustrations, let me know. As always, Discord down in the description, all that jazz. Yeah, don't support Maximum any longer. If you can, if you do play Fighting Herds, down patch it in Steam. It's the main branch sucks. All right, that's all I have. Bye.